You're listening to Three Kitchens podcast, hosted by home cooks Erin Walker and Heather Dyer.
Join us as we walk you through our experience with a new recipe, successes and fails. Let's all get inspired, cook better, and eat great food. This one was a winner. It sure was.
Look at that, we're done recording already.
Ta-da! Find the recipe, make it.
Thank us later. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Three Kitchens podcast. Okay, so for this episode, I have a recipe and a bit of information for us to talk about. So since we're getting close to Christmas, I thought let's do a cookie. Maybe it will be one we want to add to our cookie repertoire this season. And this one stuck out to me for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
It's a chocolate mascarpone cookie. And so right in the title, you can hear both of the things that stuck out to me. One is chocolate and one is mascarpone, which is, let's just get that one out of the way. It's mascarpone cheese. If I recall from a previous episode at one time, which is, I'm drawing a blank on which episode it was.
Is it the tiramisu? Is that when we made it?
Maybe.
Or
it might have been those, what are those rolled cookies that you fill?
Cannolis?
I always mix up that word with cannelloni. Cannelloni's the pasta, right? Yeah.
Yeah, cannelloni's the pasta. Yes.
Okay, so cannoli.
Yeah, that's why I said it rather slow, like you might have been hard of hearing, but I promise you it was my brain that was hard of thinking. I didn't want to add too much to it or I cross the line and end up in pasta.
Oh gosh.
We made our own mascarpone cheese, didn't we? By doing some sort of lemon juice, heated milk.
It is a soft Italian cream cheese.
If I recall correctly, you found a method for making this, and because your tiramisu was so good and I was all excited, I made a tiramisu that had like a lime flavor in it with like lemons and citrus.
I remember it.
And yes. I think I made my own cheese for that, and I want to say it was mascarpone.
Okay, chocolate mascarpone cookie.
Yum.
It is a sandwich cookie. So you have...
Sandwich cookies are my favorite.
Oh, they're
Can
so
I just
good.
say, I freaking love a sandwich cookie.
It's almost like a cake, like it's somewhere between a cookie and a cake because you got a filling in between two cookies. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's...
something about it.
For me, it's my favorite type of cookie is when you have a sandwich cookie or like a filled cookie. So good.
Mm-hmm. So this is interesting to me because the mascarpone cheese is in the cookie dough.
Ooh.
And yeah, right? Never seen that before personally. And then it's also in the frosting that goes between the two cookies. It's a mascarpone coffee frosting.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I'm really kind of hoping there is like some intense coffee flavor in these cookies because then the rest of my family won't want to eat them. My husband thinks coffee tastes like dirt. There's like something wrong with him.
I'm sorry for him, but
I know. But
I'm also like happy for you because you don't have to share.
Maybe you could get away with not sharing with your kids.
Yeah, that's what I can get away with. My kids won't super love it, although my youngest is starting to get a taste for coffee.
Oh, okay.
So, slippery slope. But I'm liking the idea of this flavor of coffee with cream cheese, like cream cheese icing for me is like, I'll eat that shit by the spoonful. Like you don't have to have anything to put that on. And with coffee in it.
Yeah, it's espresso powder, butter, vanilla, powdered sugar, mascarpone cheese. I think it's going to be so good.
Sign me up. Okay, on board.
Good. The other thing is the chocolate. So this recipe specifically says to use natural cocoa powder, not Dutch process or alkalized. And I was like, okay, hang on for a second. I was vaguely sort of aware that there are these at least two types of cocoa. I've only ever used just what I bought, the Fry's brand that's at the store, which, having done a little bit of research, is a Dutch process cocoa. I didn't even know that. I didn't know what I was using. And then I went back because I thought, have I just been ignoring this specification in recipes. But
right?
no, I looked at all the recipes that we have, just as an example, on our blog,
Okay.
because we post recipes we make for the podcast and some other things that we just make outside the podcast that we like, and we post the recipes up there.
Hmm.
Every single time we have used cocoa powder, we just say cocoa powder, and most recipes do.
Okay, so the other one, is it called cacao instead of cocoa?
Oh my God.
Or is
I
that
don't
going down like
know.
another?
Cacao. Isn't that
Because
like those raw nibs or like, you know what
well,
I'm
this
talking
is,
about?
yeah, like usually it says cacao nibs. And then my husband was like, I always just thought people were saying cocoa like a bunch of snobs.
Yeah.
But now I've learned that actually cacao is something different than cocoa.
I don't know
But
about
yeah, I don't.
cacao. Now I feel like I failed in my little bit of research because I
Back to the
don't
drawing board.
I don't have an answer to that. Here's what I learned about cocoa, because I honestly didn't know that much about it. All right. Cocoa powder starts with the dry solid remains of, which sounds gross. Anytime you say remains, it sounds terrible. The cocoa has died.
Yeah. What remains is what we will take.
Yeah. Remains of fermented, dried, and roasted cocoa beans. This is what you call the nibs.
Hmm.
It's then ground to a paste, which is essentially unsweetened chocolate.
Yeah.
And then that paste is pressed to remove most of its fat, which is the cocoa butter,
Yeah.
and the remaining partially defatted mass. This all sounds so gross.
It sounds so sciencey. It's great, Heather. I love it. Keep talking.
I am speaking your love language. Okay. The remaining partially defatted mass is finely ground, and that's your natural cocoa powder.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what's called for in this cookie recipe is natural.
So I'm going to make a guess that that's the cacao.
Oh gosh, I should be calling it cacao?
So maybe you're supposed to call it. Once upon a time, I took a tour at like one of those chocolate plantations in a tropical country, clearly not
Mm-hmm.
where we live. And they had the whole process like you just described, and it was fascinating. And we got to have some of the like raw chocolate at the same time. It was actually super delicious.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if you like a dark chocolate or a bitter
Mm-hmm.
chocolate, this was really good. It was very tasty. So
Mm.
I'm gonna hedge my bets that what you're
Okay.
describing is cacao powder.
Just, I'm gonna continue saying cocoa just because I don't think I can honestly say cacao in the middle of a sentence. This feels like a bird. Cacao. Oh my God.
Okay.
I just had an espresso as we were chatting before this, and I feel like it's kicking in. Okay, moving along. Natural,
So that's the natural.
in my language, cocoa powder retains acidity that is inherent in the cocoa bean.
Mm.
So if the beans are relatively high quality,
Hmm.
and they include some of what chocolate makers call flavor beans. I don't know what that is. I shouldn't have even put it in my research when I don't know what it is, but that's what it said. Natural cocoa will retain some of the flavors that comes from those what they call flavor beans, which could be that's when you get like could be more like fruity or
Yes. So I remember them talking about the flavors that you can get in the raw cocoa, and it depends on what other plants are grown. Cocoa plants do much better in diverse
oh,
communities. Like they don't like to be like an orchard of cocoa where all you grow is cocoa plants. Like if you have banana plants around, there will be like banana like flavors. Or if you have a mango tree, there will be
mm,
mango type flavors. Or if you have papaya, you can have like there's all
oh, I
these
love that.
kind of like nuances because of cross pollination that's going on between different plants.
Hmm.
Something like that was going down. So, yep.
That sounds good. Okay, so Dutch process or alkalized cocoa powder
Ah.
is made from cocoa nibs that have been you guessed it, alkalized. And that means they are washed with a potassium carbonate solution that neutralizes the natural acidity to make it less acidic. So it deepens and sometimes reddens the color. So it's a bit more of a red as opposed to like black color.
Oh, gotcha.
And some people think it seems more chocolatey because it's kind of more like it doesn't have all the nuance of like other flavors into it. It's kind of just the straight base chocolate flavor, essentially. And it can be less bitter because a natural cocoa could be more bitter, I guess. And then there is such a thing as black cocoa, apparently, which is what they use for something like an Oreo cookie, which
Oh,
is very
okay.
black. I would have thought
Gotcha.
that was just like colored black.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never
Some
thought about it,
Sharpie
honestly.
marker.
Food coloring or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, exactly. Oh, okay.
Black cocoa is produced by subjecting the beans to massive doses of potassium carbonate. So more so than the Dutch. It's like taking the Dutch process, but in overdrive.
So they discovered it when one guy went, oops.
Yeah, probably. Does it make a difference which of these you use? Because I was like, okay, why specifically in this chocolate mascarpone cookie recipe are we using natural, not Dutch process? And when I read the notes in the recipe, it said she had tried them both. The blogger had tried them both, and this was the superior cookie using natural cocoa.
We are always talking about food processing and how that adds all this stuff that you don't need and takes out stuff that you do want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm with it.
So if a recipe relies on chemical leaveners like baking powder or baking soda, things like cake or cookies and quick breads, it is written in such a way that the natural acids and bases in the ingredients balance each other out so that the dough will rise.
Okay,
Okay, Miss Science, does that make sense?
gotcha.
Okay, she's like, check. Okay, if a cake or cookie recipe only calls for baking soda, it likely uses acidic natural cocoa because
Or
that
it
will
should.
balance, or it should, exactly, because they're never written that way.
No.
Or if it uses baking powder, it should use Dutch processed cocoa because you're then balancing the
Okay.
leavening ingredients, apparently.
Right. It's like doing the baking soda and vinegar experiment and it goes fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a recipe calls for both, then it says here, you'll need to follow the recipe to get the proper balance of acid and alkaline. Well, yes, we know we follow the recipe. That's why baking is a science. Recipes that use baking powder will likely rise regardless of tweaking, but not as well. It's best to stick to the cocoa the recipe calls for. I'm like, well, I don't know if that all fully helped me determine. Let's say I have in my pantry both types of cocoa powder and the recipe just says cocoa. So I look at the rest of the ingredients and try to balance out to determine which one I should be using. I'm still feeling a little confused.
So if I'm understanding from what you said, if we use the Dutch processed, what we typically get in our yellow can with the red lid,
Mhm.
that's a more basic because
The
it's been
Dutch.
processed with
Yes.
an alkaline. It,
Mhm.
it had that word in it, alkaline,
It is alkalized to reduce
alkalized.
acidity.
There we
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
So then we would want something that's acidic to react to make the rising happen. Which one's the acid? The baking soda or the baking powder?
I think it's the powder.
I think it's the powder
Yeah.
too. So then you would only want to use that to balance it?
I guess because it does say if it only calls for baking powder, you should use Dutch processed cocoa.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if that's helpful to anyone out there listening. I mean, I hope it is, but sometimes you go down these rabbit holes and you end up with more confusion than anything. One final note is for things that don't need to rise. Let's say you're making like a dessert sauce, ice cream pudding,
Oh,
not
okay,
rising,
yeah.
it's a different kind of dessert, right? Maybe ice cream or whatever. Then it just comes down to personal taste.
Ah.
So, hallelujah. Use whatever you got in that case. I just thought it might be interesting to try to figure out a little bit more about it. And then I ended up feeling like, I'm not sure I know.
Welcome to science. I now have more questions than I did in the beginning.
Yes. Well, and another question I have is then why is it we have like one option in the store?
Yeah, well, that's the curious part to me is like how come we've only got one of like I've never seen anything
I've
or
never
sought
seen,
out anything different.
and it does, I don't believe maybe it does, and I don't have any right now to look, but maybe it says Dutch process, does it? I don't even know if it says that on the package.
Yeah, I haven't a clue.
So I specifically ordered the
Hmm,
natural cocoa for this recipe because I was at the store and I was looking around and I thought maybe it's in
right.
the um,
Yeah, the green
natural
aisle.
foods aisle. Yeah, but no, I couldn't find any anywhere. So
Aw.
there also wasn't any of the regular stuff. It's like, I don't know if there's a shortage or it's sold out or they had a sale or something. And the price is like through the roof.
The price is through the roof right now. Yeah,
Not impressed.
no kidding. Well, I am excited about cookies
A
with
new cookie
cocoa.
that we haven't tried, a sandwich cookie.
So
Mm,
these are going to be, if I'm imagining in my head, the cookie part is going to be softer, more like a cake cookie.
I think so. I think it's going
I
to be
think this is
soft.
going to be soft. Yeah.
Yeah. It just they look delish. They'll be
I'm
good.
looking forward to eating this. This sounds great. A really delicious, rich, super flavorful chocolate with like the cream cheese and the coffee. Nobody's getting any of these but me. Me and you, Heather. We're not
Just
sharing.
us. Hey, listener, have you visited our website? You'll find our entire catalog of episodes. Can you believe there are more than 170 of them, including the Speakeasy Cocktail series and almost all of our recipes?
It's easy to find. Just type in www.threekitchenspodcast.com or check the show notes for a link. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right. Well, I may have confused everyone in the first half of this episode with all the talk about cocoa and mascarpone and what is all this. We had a fun little time.
We were having a moment there on
Yeah.
on the topic.
But I will not confuse you with baking these cookies because it's pretty straightforward, especially the cookies. It's one bowl.
Oh,
Get out your
yes.
kitchen scale and your mixing bowl and just weigh as you go. Add in, clear the scale, add in. Love it. I love when that's possible with a
Mm,
recipe.
no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, makes it so simple. Okay, so you're going to first put into the bowl melted butter, brown sugar, cocoa powder, and vanilla extract. And you're just going to weigh each as you go and mix it until it's combined. Add an egg, mix again. Add your chilled mascarpone cheese
Oh,
and
yeah.
stir until, and I just did all of this with a spoon and my bowl. You
Yeah.
don't need to put it on the mixer. You're going to stir it until no white streaks are visible. So you've put your, then add flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Stir until just combined. Now I had salted butter
Mm.
because I don't know. It's such a crapshoot when you go to the grocery store. It's like, what are they going to have today? Salted or unsalted? Is one better price on the other?
It's all about the price.
Well, and sometimes there's only one option. It's like,
Exactly.
so anyway, I had only had salted,
Yeah.
so I just left out the salt when I put in my dry ingredients. So mix that all together. Cover your bowl with a tea towel, pop it in the fridge, and leave it for at least 30 minutes just to set the dough so that you can make balls with it.
Okay.
With your rack in the center of the oven at 350 Fahrenheit, you're just going to use a scoop. You're looking for, she even gives weight for the scoops if you want, 16-gram leveled or 1 tablespoon cookie scoop.
Perfect.
That's what I had. And 11 to the tray. So 4, 4, 3 in the middle. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
So you can
Gotcha.
fit quite a few cookies, but you do have to be careful because they'll spread, which is why it's sort of specific.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I like the specificity in this because sometimes you're like, oh boy, what's going to happen? And you don't really know.
And the important thing, the reason you want to measure it or use a scoop and be consistent is because this is a sandwich cookie, so you want them all to match up. You want them to be this roughly the same size,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so what I did was scoop them all on and then took each one and gave it a quick little roll in my hand to form a ball so they weren't kind of funny shapes.
Hmm.
Bake it for 9 minutes until they're just starting to look like they're firming up around the edge.
Okay.
The center will be slightly soft. Take them out. And then, depending on how the shapes look, if
Hmm.
you want them a little more round, you can do that thing where you put a glass over top, a circular glass over top of the cookie, and kind of,
Okay.
if you're watching the video, you see my hand doing this.
You
You kind
like,
of push the edges a little bit gently so that they go back to a circular shape if they've kind of morphed.
okay. Yes, I've seen this recently with something, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
What a
I know.
good
I've never
idea.
bothered really, but I think when you want them to look nice and match up as a sandwich, it's nice if a couple of them have kind of wonky edges, just put that glass there and push them while do it while they're hot,
Hmm.
obviously. If they cool, they're not going to push around
True.
anymore. Cool for 10 minutes on the baking sheet, then put them on the cooling rack and continue with the rest of the cookies. I told you easy, so easy,
I
right?
like that.
One bowl, minimal utensils and scoops and cups and whatnot. Weigh everything,
Yeah.
mix it with the spoon. So easy. Love it.
Especially since we're entering Christmas baking season.
Hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I'm going to have more than one dough on the go. And if I can have one of these that I can hand bomb while my mixer does the ones that I can't, because I often like to prepare all of my doughs or batters one day and then bake either the next day or later so that I kind of get like step one and then step two. And if I'm not using all my cookie scoops and I'm not using all,
Yeah,
brilliant, brilliant. I love that type of baking.
good point. So then when they're all cool, you're going to do your coffee mascarpone frosting. The best part of this cookie, I will say. I mean, the just the plain cookies themselves, I had like one extra. You know, when you count them up to see how many sandwich cookies you can do. I had one left, and I was like, my husband and I split it to
Aw.
try it. Very tasty, even just on their own if you don't want to do the sandwich part. But if you do, it's like next level.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're going to start by measuring vanilla, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. In a little bowl, you're going to mix in a tablespoon of instant espresso powder. I don't know why it needs, I didn't worry about it being instant. What I used was just espresso powder. Seemed fine. I don't know what instant espresso powder is, so
I don't know. I mean, I have been known to just, because I only just have coffee beans now in my house, I just put them in my grinder and just grind until they're like a powder. And then I'm like, oh, good enough.
yeah, what you want is a strong coffee, a strong ground, finely ground coffee.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want it too grainy or you end up with the bits in your teeth when you're
Well, I
done.
think I think mine was a little grainy, but I
Mm.
think it was good. It was still good.
I've made worse, more grainy ones in different
Oh,
things where I'm like, oh, I really could have ground this more. So no, I think you were safe.
okay, good. You're gonna mix that into the vanilla to try to dissolve it as much as you can.
I like this.
I know. So then,
Mm.
oh, the smell of that little bowl of vanilla and coffee, so good. I was like, oh yeah, we're on to it already. Set that aside. And then we're going to turn this into an icing. So you have, now you're going to get out your stand mixer with your bowl and the whisk attachment. Put in butter, which was 150 grams, and whip it up to kind of get it going nice and smooth if you can. Just hope that your kitchen's not cold, like mine always is this time of year. I was like, oh, I couldn't get that butter like the right texture. Like it took forever to like get it going, when you're trying to
Oh, yeah.
cream it a little bit. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Run it through your box grater. before you put it into your mixer, and it breaks it up into little pieces that will cream faster.
Oh,
Because I live in the kitchen that is also cold. So
good tip.
that's my magic hack.
Everyone follow Erin's magic hack.
Or swear at your stand mixer if it makes you feel
Oh,
better too. I mean, that's
I was just
totally
like,
legit.
come on. Okay, then you're putting in powdered sugar and salt and vanilla, oh, the vanilla mixture with the coffee.
Ooh, okay.
And then you're going to beat that on medium for a few minutes until it's light and fluffy. Hopefully it gets light and fluffy. Mine was a little, when it looks a little,
Dense and curdly.
yeah, curdly looking and you're thinking like this is never going to come together. Yeah. Then put the mixer on low, add your mascarpone cheese,
Okay.
which is 75 grams, and
Oh,
then
okay.
mix it on high for about 10 to 20 seconds. You're just like kind of whipping it into there. You don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
overmix. Apparently, then it could curdle. I'm like, well, my thing already looks curdly. I don't really know what I'm looking for here. It actually came together with the cheese
Okay.
better than it had been without. So anyway, just don't overmix. All right. So then put that frosting into a piping bag with a large tip. It says here the Wilton 1A tip. I honestly use a big freezer bag, Ziploc bag, brand new, not like one that I've had other stuff in. I use them, reuse them, wash them for
Yeah.
years. So I used a brand new one and I just cut the corner so I had a fairly big hole in the corner of my bag. And then you're going to pipe a generous tablespoon size amount
Okay.
onto one cookie, put another cookie on top. I kind of did a little squishy with the two to try to spread it a little bit evenly. It got better as I went. The first few, the icing
Mm.
was cold, right? You're putting that mascarpone in cold.
Yeah.
Your icing is cold, but as you use, you've got it in your
Your
hand and
hands warm it up and yeah.
it got a little easier as I went. But in the beginning, I was like, this is too thick. Like, what am I gonna do?
No.
And I knew it was because it was cold. So I spent some time just sort of like hanging on to that
Massaging
icing
it.
bag and like, okay, putting some positive energy into it. Okay, so now you have your sandwich cookies, and then you put them on a cookie sheet in the
Okay.
fridge to set. So you just,
Oh,
I don't know
makes
if you
sense.
need to when your kitchen is cold like ours, but I did. And then that's it. And you want to keep them in the fridge in an airtight container. I mean, they won't last. Let's be real here. They're not going to last, so don't worry about how long to keep them in the fridge. It doesn't even tell, I don't think it even says in the recipe how long they'll keep because
That's not
trust,
important information.
no, that's it.
That was so wonderful. You delivered them, or actually, your child delivered them. And then I was like turning and burning at the same time to go out for hockey. So you told me put them in the fridge, and I was like, okay, I'll put them in the fridge and I'll save them for after hockey. And I got home and I forgot about them. And the next day I woke up with the realization that I had these chocolate coffee cookies. These were like this dessert for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
The brownie like texture in the cookie because it's such a soft cookie and that icing. Oh my God, Heather. These were so fucking good.
Really good.
Ah,
Best cookie I've had in a while, I'd
yes.
say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's some high praise.
There's probably going to be a ton of cookie content out there because it's Christmas and
Yeah.
everyone's talking cookies. Don't listen to them. This is the cookie.
Don't sleep on this one, folks.
Don't miss out.
You need to add it to your menu for your baking, Christmas baking this.
And
And
even
if
if you
you,
just make this for yourself,
true,
so that it gives you that little punch of energy and enjoyment, so that you can make cookies for everybody else, these ones just keep for you. Don't even share.
that is such a
This is the
great
cookie to be
idea.
selfish with.
It will keep you fueled and energized. But if you do want to share some, if you have a coffee lover in your life,
Oh, yeah.
perfect gift. They're going to be like, "What is this? Where did you buy these amazing cookies?" They'll say.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, no big deal. Just made them. Just
Wrap
whipped
them in
them
some wrapping in some wax paper with a little ribbon in a little box. Like,
in a coffee cup. Get them a nice mug and
Oh,
put like the cookies into it. Teacher gift.
Heather.
Ooh, I might just be doing the
Teacher
teacher
gift.
gift this year.
Yeah, you better be good
Another
teachers. Only certain teachers will get these.
Oh, these are
This isn't for your
special.
run-of-the-mill No, I'm just joking.
Only the very best ones who give my kids good grades are going to
Exactly.
get these cookies. No, these are some
Yeah.
very good cookies. And there's lots of icing that when you start filling your cookies, you're not sure how far it's really going to go. Like if you haven't
Yes.
made them before, just trust your friend Heather when I tell you. You have lots. You have
Okay.
lots of icing. It will definitely do. How many cookies did I have?
Yeah.
24.
Oh,
23 or 24. I think I had 23 and then one extra cookie.
23 and a half.
Yeah. So you have plenty. You have plenty of
Okay.
icing. So don't feel like you have to be skimping on it because you're not sure how far it'll go. I've already
Cool.
done the work. I've tested it. You can just go ahead and fill them up.
Oh, okay. So good.
I just love these cookies.
Yeah, this was marvelous.
Yay.
Way to pick a wonderful, wonderful recipe.
You never know with this podcast. A recipe could go any way. So we always feel so excited when we have a win.
Right?
Yay.
No, this was delicious. Thank you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
the really, really good cookies. And now for the fine print. For links to recipes and many other random things we talked about in this episode, check out the show notes or our website, www.threekitchenspodcast.com. Join us over on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, and TikTok to see what we're cooking up next. And if you love the show, tell a friend. Word of mouth is the #1 way people learn about new podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay.
We're a bunch of middle-aged women, and one of us has ADHD.
It's been a long week.